Damn, this camera looks good today. Wagwan, it's that guy. Yes, I just got a message on a comment saying react to Elder dreads, Elder locks, and I felt like that was hell of a good topic to talk about today. Now, within this channel, we talk about a lot of different types of dreads. You've seen the Rastaman reaction, the mixed people dreadlock reaction, the long dread reaction, the nasty dread reaction. So Elder locks fits in kind of in the Rastaman category, but we'll see what we come across here today. I will be further diving into other topics of such like why we have dreads, more on why you want to be a dread, more on why you love the culture of locks, because I want to aim to see to make the type of content to draw in those that do not have dreads currently. And now I know a lot of you guys have already kind of been there where you didn't have dreads, you found this channel, and I've encouraged you to grow dreads, and I'm so thankful to be your dreadspiration. And I'm gonna keep on doing that with you guys here on the Lock Tube. So today we're talking about Elder locks. So make sure you stay tuned, stay subscribed. This is the Natty Nation. So yeah, Elder locks, you know what it is. Elder being, you know, older, being the wiser, being the almost like the boomers or whatnot, because as you get older, you become elder, you become wiser, and you know, as you keep your locks throughout these years, they do tend to change and become more prolific during this time. So I always appreciate and respect the elder locks out there, because I know that it takes a long time to get there. And on top of that, many of these people may be balding already and they still choose to keep their locks attached. And you know, that's riding till the wheels fall off in my book. So without further ado, let's look at some elder locks out there on the internet and see what kind of content we can create. What I'm gonna do here is put this over here like so. Put this up there like that. And we are gonna look at some elder locks. Boom! I think this guy was on the Rastaman video. And what we can see here is, you know, a lot of length. And we see when men and women grow their locks, they obviously get their hair color changing naturally over the years. I'm gonna try and show you some photos that aren't in the Rastaman video. You know, elder locks right here, we see a big ass beard that's been tinged yellow straight from the white. And it's crazy to see how white his beard is, but his locks still have all the color attached. Now, I love the look of these dreadlock kind of fuzzies that are happening over here. And honestly, I'm quite entertained and fascinated on how he gets his hair wrapped up like this on top of his head and keeps it to stay there. Like, that's insane. That is insane to me. You know, other photos like this really show us the elderly with the locks that have been growing. I always imagine that they grow them their whole life, at least half their life, to get to this point. This probably being the most epic freeform beard lock I've ever seen. And now we did do a beard lock video a few days ago. You can click on that somewhere up here, but I put a card up there. And these locks definitely being very freeform. Look how thick they've come across on the top, flat down the back. Like, really inspirational. This is insane for me to see this. For the most part, elder locks here reminding me of just this length. Now, I admire this because personally, I don't feel like I could get to this point ever. Just because it's so much weight on your head and so much work to carry these around. This is something I must admire from afar, because I don't really see myself getting to that point. But they are definitely like super inspiring. So I mean, this is a type of image that I kind of think of when elder locks come into play. You know, a lot of people saying now my forehead became a 5 head, but you know, this is what happens with age. You can't really, like, you know, unless I'm gonna go like Tyga and get a whole new hairline tattooed on or whatever, but you know, you just embrace it. And I love how these guys embrace it. Now, this dude's elder locks, not as lengthy, but the color is there. And I love that white, tingy yellow color that comes along with growing your locks for so long. You know, when people start going bald with their locks, this area is probably the first to go. but for whatever reason, the back and the sides never really balled out. So you can still keep growing dreads your whole life. You know, your whole life you can. One thing I love here about Elder locks is the size of the tams that are able to fit the locks afterwards. You know, these are handcrafted tams. You can get tams on my merch shop, link down below if you guys are interested in getting some dreadlock tams for your Elder locks. And this dread beard, super long, so long that it's congoed up and flung back over the mandam's shoulder. Reppin' Ocho Rios, Ocho Rios, Jamaica, home of the Blue Hole. Lots of cool adventures out there if you've never been to Ochi before. So no, this is the type of image I think of when I think of Elder locks. You know, images like this, locks that are just super long. And even look at this man's tips; they're all wispy dreads. You know, a lot of these guys commit their whole life to growing their locks like this. Lovely Empress here, rocking her super long locks, and these, you know, being pretty thin. Loving the gray that's coming into here. Now, you know, I'm not one for dyeing my locks, but I do hope one day my locks turn naturally gray like this, because I just find it so amazing. It's almost like that platinum look that people will try to achieve just by dyeing their locks. But when it happens natural, it's a whole nother level. And this dude's tam must be the biggest tam I've ever damn seen in my life. Jeez, I can't even believe how big that is. Rocking the Rasta colors on that tam too. Epic. I feel like this is going to be the next color scheme of my bandana coming up next. Not Nation bandanas. So duly noted, Rasta man. Duly freaking noted. These are some real serious Elder locks that I've ever seen. And I love kind of like the ruggedness look of these freeform locks that are happening here. This dude almost rocking a plica polonica on his elderly locks. A lot of loose frizzy hair on the front, and everything else is just matted up into one big lock. Reminds me a lot of Gunplay. Gunplay's dreads definitely going to be getting there one day when his locks become elderly. These looking a bit more manicured, a bit more modern in the elderly stage, but you can notice the gray. And the gray hair is probably the #1 sign of those Elder locks out there. Is just people embracing that natural grayness that comes into play. You know, and in today's society, they try and teach us to dye your gray hair when it starts going in. And then gray hair shows like that you're getting old, but really like, it's just backwards, you know. You got to embrace yourself, embrace the changes happening in your body, you know, because if you don't do it, no one else is going to do it. You know, you got to be the first. You have to be the first one to do it. So, you know, Elder locks like this man here. Wow, big ass dread beard. I like the short little dreads and the big long dreads. It's like a mix of both. I like that look a lot. The mixture of short and long locks that come into play. With the freeform style. And I wonder what it would feel like to have a dread beard like this. Like, it's got to be some sort of very unique feeling on your face having dreads down there. I can barely have a long mustache. I don't know how people do a long ass dread beard like that. And as you notice, I did shave my mustache and my beard down today. It was just getting too long, and I'm gonna let it grow back. Sometimes I just shave it to let it grow back in. But I gotta keep that 5 o'clock shadow going on at all times. If I shave, I don't shave it right down. I can't be bothered with that. This Sadhu, it's got some epic Elder locks that aren't gray that much yet, but he's got a nice big dread bun on the top of his head, looking rather epic. And I even love the face paint that they got going on here. I'm not sure of the spiritual meaning behind the painting, but it's definitely amazing to see that. And you know, these guys definitely holding down the Elder lock game the most, because you see more people in India rocking the Elder locks than any other country, I feel like. You know, even Jamaica as much. And I've never been to India. I would love to go and experience and take some cultural lessons from these dudes in person, but it's insane to see. So notice one thing though, you don't really see too many Caucasians with the Elder locks. Now, what does that mean? Like, I'm not sure if it's like, maybe it's just in the culture of melanated melanated people to grow their hair once they get a lot older as well. One person comes to mind when I think of elder locks on a white man. These locks looking fucking sick, by the way. Big ass Congo going on right here. And they've been kind of pushed back. And another one here. Come on, internet. Load it. Load it. Load up the image, internet. Anyways, the person I'm thinking of is the one and only Soaring Eagle. Soaring Eagle's locks. You know, he's definitely got the greatest elder locks out of any Caucasian man that I ever have seen. And you can see his loose hair coming in from the top. A lot of gray hair, and he's freeformed his locks the whole time. You know, his locks like way down to the floor. He's been in a few videos of the past. You know, definitely shout out Soaring Eagle. Happy to see that his website is still out there and growing large. These locks looking crazy nice. Wow. Big and thick on this lady. Yikes. So let's see. Elder dreads on women. Do we find some? We do find some queens with some nice long elder locks. Too bad these ones are looking like they're being twisted. At this point, you really want to avoid twisting because it just thins your roots. You want them to grow in as thick as possible. Pardon me while I take a sip of my blender juice. I'm drinking that vegan shit. This lady's lock looking beautiful as well. Fully gray. Big free forms. Doesn't look like there's been any crocheting or anything happening with her locks. Just letting them be. This dude's locks almost looking like they've been photoshopped on. Almost looking like the king from Walking Dead. Who is this man? His locks are really nice. Elder locks coming in with that gray top, with that grayness. Obviously, we're not going to see any, millennials with hair like this, unless you have some sort of pre-existing condition that makes your hair whiten, really soon. But we see a lot of women like this with their elder locks looking nice. To be honest, when I had first started seeing locks that are white and yellow, I never really, I kind of thought that they were like a dirty looking lock, but now I've learned to love that tinge that happens to white locks. So like even when your hair turns gray, there's still more stages of embracing the color change after the gray because they can turn to be kind of a yellow. It's a natural bleach. It is definitely a natural bleach. This lady, ooh, here we go. Caucasian woman with the elder locks. Definitely a very culturated person here. And I love all this loose hair happening on the top and her locks kind of looking very wispy on some ends. I wouldn't say that she had locks her whole life, but she's definitely embracing them at this age. Again, here we see some twisted locks that are super gray. And this lady, India, rocking a big plika on her dreads here. Crazy to see that dedication here. Actually, you know who was another woman that comes to mind when it comes to elder locks? Whoopi. Here she is. Whoopi Goldberg. But if you look at her these days, her hair is like kind of like this, and she's kind of ruined them because it looks very faux. This is all hair extensions wrapped around her locks, and yes, they're elder locks, but I'm really not digging her hair in this stage. And she, she's always been one to wrap the hair around her extensions, around her locks. Now she's even got the side shaved down a little bit. I'm more of a fan of her older locks that looked a bit more natural. Even these ones are wrapped as well. But essentially, she's always been wrapping her locks. Besides, at this point, when they were braids and they first started out, even in this movie here, from the movie Fatal Beauty, these were like Whoopi's golden era of her locks. These are free-formed, beautiful, and I truly admire Whoopi Goldberg for holding the locks down for her whole life, regardless of what style she's holding them in. But I've always remembered her like this. Her locks looking fabulous at this point, and this was the start of when they started to go gray as well. So going back to elderly women with locks, actually not too many more here that I can see. So there's one more thing I want to look up. Elder Locs, white man. See what kind of locks these guys are doing. And again, like, you know, not really too much comes up to play here. So from my search engine results here, I'm seeing more Indian men and Rasta men rocking the Elder Locks. And if anything, more Caucasian women, if there is some. And on the native Indians, the Cree dreads, definitely very elder. A lot of their photos are in black and white, so I can't really see. Wow, these are goals right here. I love this look, true lion look. I know this man's not Cree, he's a Rastafari elder, but those look freaking amazing. Damn. But I would imagine like this photo pops up a lot for Cree locks. These are super elder locks as well. Amazing, super inspirational. Elder dreads. See, I can't even really think of where else I would find pictures of elder locks, but this dude I feel like holds it down as the best elder lock that we've reviewed today. Like that's insane. Super motivational. And personally, I can't wait until the day comes when my hair turns gray. If you look carefully, you can see that I do have some gray hairs starting to come into play here, right around here. And yeah, you see them, right? And the thing about, I actually have a lot more than I could imagine here. Crazy. And the thing about me with gray hair is that I don't pull them out ever. I just embrace it. And I've even had people look at my gray hair and then they like, oh, you got a gray hair right there. Look. And they pull it out without my consent. And I just like, what are you doing? Like, why? No one asked you to touch my hair and pull it out of my head. How do you not know that I'm embracing it, right? Like, it's kind of disrespectful for people to do that. So if you're in that boat where you've ever plucked somebody else's gray hair, like, just stop touching other people's hair, because obviously we don't want people really touching our hair and pulling hairs out of our head, right? So that's just one thing that happened to me. Let me know in the comments below if that's ever happened to you before, and what do you say to these people when it does happen? I used to not care if somebody did it, but nowadays, because I realize that if you just pull gray hairs out, they always grow back. It never solves the issue. So the only option you can really do is just embrace it. And that's what I'm here to do. Embrace the gray hairs, become elder locks, gain that wisdom, spread that knowledge, and share the experience here on the Not Nation channel. So I'm gonna have to end this video here, and I just want to leave you guys with a minute of motivation, remembering and reminding you guys that imagination is often more powerful than any knowledge that you can attain. So be aware of exercising your imagination. Remember back to the, appreciate that King G's for joining the Not Nation. Remember back to the day when you were a kid and your imagination ran wild and free, and how happy you were being so imaginative. This is what we want to attain every day within our life, is using our imagination in ways that help us grow, help us spread happiness, help us with our internal happiness. And really, when you combine your imagination with inspiration, this is how we can truly attain like our self-purpose, our self-worth, and just true inner peace within ourselves. So take it with a grain of salt, apply it in ways that you can in your life, and just remember to stay in your imagination, and try and always be thinking of ways to bring out the abundance within yourself, because within our imagination there's ways to solve solutions are not orthodox or unorthodox. So there's a lot of ways that we can help ourselves through our imagination. So I'm gonna end this video here. I appreciate you guys stopping by. This dreadisode is done, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Just want to say one more thing. There's a new merch shop linked down below by Teespring, where I'm experimenting with some new merch down there. So check out the shop. Look at some logos that I've been working on, some different t-shirts and like iPhone cases, there's stickers, some hoodies and stuff like that. And if you guys have any ideas for t-shirts for slogans that you'd want me to start creating to get out there, what sort of slogan would you want to see on a t-shirt of Not Nations? Look forward to hearing your answers. I'm looking in the comments every single day, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. So until then, peace out, one love, stay happy and Nazi, and I'll see you guys in the next Dreadlock review. I'm gone. Adios!
The nation! Dreadlock Rasta.